Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Chef Girl RD. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these delicious taco salad bowls, and we're going to be making them right in the Ninja Foodi. Alright guys, so to get started, let's talk tortillas. What I have here in front of me, I have large flour tortillas. These are typically for burritos. And then I have the smaller tortillas. These are just a flour, and these are more for just soft tacos or wraps. And then I have, these are flour and corn combination. These are more for enchiladas or whatever else you want to do with them. So the reason I have three different types here, I really wanted to find the perfect tortilla to make the best taco shell for this salad. And I really played around with this a little bit between the tortilla, the cooking method, and even the bakeware that I was going to use. And I'll show you that. So my first test was with one of the larger flour tortillas. I used this pan here, this baking pan, and this was a flop, literally. So this ended up, the sides caved in, and I let it cook anyway, just to see. And my final result didn't come out great. Ended up caving in the sides. So I just really wanted to show you that this can happen, and we're gonna show you how to make that not happen. So my second test was also one of the larger tortillas, and I put it in a springform pan. It's a little shallower of a pan, and I didn't really stretch it out as much on the outside. I kind of left a smaller base in the middle, and I still did the folding, and it was hugged up against the rim. And then I broiled this for 5 minutes on 350, and it came out much better than the first one, as you can see. So it's a little crispy on the edges. It did keep its shape for the most part, but I really think when you use the larger ones and you fold them, I think it's basically the weight of the tortilla, because you have so much extra. It's just gonna try to weigh down. So I was fortunate to get it like this, but overall, I wasn't too thrilled with this either. I went for the bigger tortilla because I really wanted a nice size. But let me show you the smaller ones. So this is one of the smaller tortillas, and it worked out pretty good. So I just folded it into, this is a Pyrex dish, and these are Foodi safe, so you can put these, as long as it's oven safe, then you can put these in the Foodi as well. Now for this one, I did an air crisp on 390 for 5 minutes. And I think it's not bad. I think it's pretty much what we're looking for. So then I tried my corn and flour tortilla. And I have to say, this is the winner in my opinion. So same thing, I did it in a Pyrex dish and air fried on 390 for 5 minutes, and it's perfect. So I think of the three different ways, this is the way to go. Now, if for some reason you're not crazy about corn tortillas, then you can still go ahead and use the flour. I would just highly recommend you use the smaller, because it did form a lot better, and you're still getting a pretty decent size. So with that being said, I am definitely gonna stick with the flour and corn tortillas, and this is what I'll be using. So I have my tortilla here, and I have my glass Pyrex dish. This is a 6-inch Pyrex dish. And I'm just gonna take this and do a little something like that, just to get it in there. And then once you get it in there, you can kind of fine tune. You wanna just create and shape. Just a little something like that. So I broke this one a little bit. You just want to be careful. They are very easy to break. So, but I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm just going to be using one of these. This is just a silicone lifter. So I'll put that right on top. We'll pick that up. And we'll set that in the Foodi. And I'm just gonna tuck in my handles. All right, shut the lid. And we're gonna do an air crisp on 390 for 6 minutes. All right, let's take a look. That looks good. I'm gonna test it and see that it keeps its shape. If it's still a little soft, you can go a couple extra minutes. Well, not even a couple extra minutes. I would go just a minute or so. So I know earlier I said I did 5 minutes, and the reason I did 6 now is because my Foodi was completely cooled. So earlier it only took 5 minutes because I was doing back-to-back tests and the Foodi was already hot. So I think that's your difference right there. So 6 minutes, give or take. You just basically want to cook them until they're keeping their shape. All right, so I also did one in my Ninja grill just to get 2 done at once. Now this one I did for 5 minutes at 390 also, but I allowed for the preheat as opposed to the Foodi where I didn't. So that's your difference. But they're both perfect, and we're just gonna take them out. And I'm just gonna grab this one, take that out. So you can just make a bunch of these and then just set them aside. So for my meat filling, I've got 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm gonna be using a taco seasoning mixture, and I cut up some red onion. This just gives a good flavor in with the hamburger. This is completely optional, it's just something I like to do. I'm gonna turn on my Foodi to a sear saute on high. I'm gonna hit start, let that warm up. I'm gonna add just a little bit of my hamburger, and just to create a little bit of grease on the bottom of the pot before I add my onions. And now I'm gonna add my onions in. All right, so once that's sauteed up a little bit, I'm just gonna add the rest of my ground beef. All right, so once that's all cooked, I'm gonna add your taco seasoning and 3/4 cup of water. And you wanna give that a mix. Let that simmer a couple minutes. Now, if you notice, I didn't drain any grease from the ground beef. It was a pretty lean beef that I used. So if you have a little bit of grease that you want to get rid of, then you just go ahead and drain that. All right, this is good. So now I'm just gonna shut off the heat. And I'll set that in a bowl. So my taco meat's all set. And if you find that it's, because I use 2 pounds of hamburger, you can always add a second packet of seasoning or half of a packet. So a packet and a half for a total. It's all preference, how much flavor you want in your beef. And the next thing you're gonna do is just prep all your fixings for what you're gonna want in the salad. So I just kept mine pretty traditional. I've just got some shredded Mexican cheese here, some shredded lettuce. I've got tomatoes and black olives. I saved a little bit of red onion because I like that. And then I have some salsa and sour cream, and of course my shells. So this next part is entirely up to you. However you like it, whatever you like to add first, but I'm gonna start with my cheese. And put that on the bottom. Then I'm going to add my meat sauce. And I'm going to top that with more cheese. And I'll add my lettuce. You just want to get in those little pockets to spread it out. I'm gonna add my tomatoes, some black olives, a little bit of red onion. I add a dollop of sour cream, big scoop of salsa right next to that. And for presentation purposes, I added a little bit of parsley on my sour cream, stuck a little black olive in there, and here we have it. Nice little taco salad bowl. So I just went ahead and I made the other one. And I will tell you, the reason I added the cheese first before the ground beef is it does help to absorb some of the juice from the grease so that the bottom doesn't get soggy. If you have a thinner beef, then it might sog up and then you won't be able to pick them up. Not that that matters too much, but I just figured I'd share that with you. So that's really it, guys. I think you should definitely give this a try. I think you're gonna love them. Taco salad bowls made in the Ninja Foodi. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button and be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Bon appetit, guys.